Just yesterday or 2 days ago, we've had the president and Mbadi speak of he wants to bring back the finance bill.
Yes.
And when did that statement come? It came immediately after he met the IMF group.
IMF guys.
And that's why I've always insisted we need to understand that we have a government that has become subservient or become a full puppet of the West. And we have to speak about these things.
Right.
This is our country. We don't need to lie to each other about what is happening. We know very well that IMF have given conditions, and they had already given conditions. And immediately this finance bill was rejected, they've been a bit adamant in releasing the loan, the 1.4 billion. Now, we are told if they don't release that money by end of the month, the dollar will shoot to about 160 to 170. So I think that is why now Mbadi is saying I have to to bring back about 49 out of the 58 clauses. Bring back the taxes like the eco levy and all those taxes. It is not him. It is not him.
Yeah.
So we need to understand that our country and our government has been held hostage as Kenyans. So how do we come out of this situation?
Yeah.
Let it first begin with civic education.
Civic education.
Yes. The globalists who are pushing these agendas in this country are spearheading us to one direction. And they want chaos in this country. You see, the IMF and the World Bank knew very well that Kenyans are not comfortable with the Finance Bill 2024. Even before it was passed, Kenyans, from the public participation and the professionals, everyone advised the government that this thing is not workable. We've seen professionals, even the government advisors, and even from central bank, who say raising taxes is not a solution to solve our problem or collect more tax from the people.
Yes.
You get it? But they forced us to take it down our throat. They knew very well that if this thing passes, the next thing will be chaos. And they want to bring it back. And let me ask you, when you hear the president speak up and confront a foundation like the Ford Foundation, do you think the president is addressing Ford Foundation? No, he's addressing the American government.
Okay.
He's telling them, stay away from our sovereignty. And he was very categorical. He said people who are interfering with the sovereignty of our country should either shape up or leave. That was a very strong statement. So I want the government to rethink. You see, we Kenyans, I know we are people who are understanding. There's no problem we've never faced as a country. We don't mind the president coming to us and saying, this is the situation. I'm not in a position to bring in new development projects in this country because of A, B, C, D. Kindly give me time. In the next term, we are going to bring in, but let me settle the scores with our debt situation and everything. We will allow it.
Then why is it seemingly so difficult?
You see, the problem is they're practicing what we call escapism. They're escaping from the reality. They're escaping from the reality. No one is creating a treatment for the disease. They're just, soothing the wound. No one is treating the wound.
Yeah.
So that's why I've told you, there is no any policy we can see clearly that will enable you and I to have what you call economic liberation.
Right.
And every decision that is made in this country economically are decisions made by the West. They're made by the IMF and the World Bank. So we are in problems.
I think William is busy campaigning for 2027. Kwa hivyo ni wazi. Hii safari na mbio hii, we are not going to allow him to run alone. Si ni kweli? Kwa hivyo yeye mwenyewe chochote ambacho anafanya, chochote ambacho anakusudia kufanya ni mpangilio tu wa 2027. Lakini hashtag wa Kenya sio wajinga.
Walimu ambao wameandikwa kwa JSS. Hiyo pesa bilioni 18 ya kuweka permanent and pensionable bado iko kwa budget. Hiyo hatukutoa, tulitoa vitu zingine ndio tuache hiyo. So ningependa kuwasihi walimu. Saa hizi vile Kenya iko na sisi wote tuko kwa hii Kenya, tunajua watoto wao pia ambao ni majensi kama vile mtoto wangu wa jensi na watoto wetu wa jensi walisema tuangushe finance bill kwa sababu ya corruption, kwa sababu mambo ya wastage, na tumeona serikali ya William Ruto saa hii imeanza kukatakata hizo vitu ya wastage. Na tayari juzi alipokuwa akiswear in ministers aliwaambia mkishikwa na corruption mtakutana na wananchi wenyewe. So tunaona kuwa amechukua hatua kama vile jensi walisema, lakini kwa sababu hatujarudisha finance bill, kwa sababu hatujarudisha kodi ya kukata ndio tuweze kupata hiyo pesa extra ya kulipa walimu na kufanya hizo vitu zingine zote. Ningependa kuwasihi walimu, tafadhalini, hao watoto ni wetu, ni watoto wenu, ni watoto wetu. Kujeni shule tufunza watoto, wanaingia kwa term ya muhimu ya exams. Hiyo mambo yenu ya mshahara kuongezewa tutaiangalia pale mbele. Na mimi kama mjumbe, mimi niko na walimu 100%. Ningependa hata kesho walipwe waongezewe mshahara, lakini tuangalie vile serikali yetu iko. Hiyo tu ndio nasi walimu.
There are two things in Africa today. If you want to be rich without working hard at all, be a politician or found a church. That is, in all African countries, that is what I see. That is why people engage in cutthroat competition, and throats are actually cut in pursuit of political power. And that, in my view, undermines development. You know, in the continent of Africa, we now think that periodic elections is what democracy is. That is not democracy. We have perfected the art of manipulating democratic processes. Those who win the elections are not necessarily the ones who win the election, the ones who are announced to have won the elections in many African countries.
We are going to start a referendum led by Eric Omondi. Kuondoa the 47 counties. We're going to reduce them to 8 counties, the former provinces. Tunaenda to do away with senators. We're going to do away with women reps. We're going to do away with nominated MPs, nominated MCAs, nominated senators. Hata hao MCAs wachunge sana. Usijiona kazi wamefanya. The idea was to devolve resources, but we ended up devolving corruption. We are going to do away with the 47 governors. Tutakuwa na 8 governors, hatutakuwa na senators, hata MCAs. Kuna mabarabara tunaona hapa mtu anaanguka na maziwa na pikipiki. I don't see nilimpata. Hakuna kazi MC wanafanya. Sasa hizi najenga kule Baringo. Naanza kujenga bridge. Watu wamechanganyikiwa. Nikifika kwa ground, mama moja anasema, Eric, ona venye MP ametufanya vibaya. Baba anamwambia, si kazi ya MP, ni kazi ya MCA. Mwana mwingine anasema, hapana, hii ni ya governor. One person is represented by a governor, an MCA, a women rep, an MP, a president. The Kenyans are overrepresented.
Another day tutatumia pesa sana vibaya.
Sasa ile pesa yetu yote inaenda kulipa our magavana. Ukiangalia America, America iko na 51 states. Sindio? State moja kama Texas. Kenya inaingia ndani ya Texas mara 2.
California is hata sasa
mara 3. Chris ameelewa. California, Kenya inaingia mara 3. It is represented by one governor. Kenya iko na 47.
All right.
So pesa yetu yote inaenda kwa county. Alafu kuna kitu inaitwa duplication of roles. Ukienda kwa county utacheka sana. Kuna CEC wa sport, kuna CEC wa youth, kuna CEC wa arts, kuna CEC wa culture. Women rep wako top of the list. Hakuna women rep hata mmoja. Tangu 2013 amerepresent mwanamke hata mmoja. Do you know that it was a man, actually a young man, ndio raised the issue of pads, sanitary pads. Ndio tukasema, ipi iko hapa ndani, hatukuwa tunajua. Where was Esther Passaris? So the first people that must go are the women reps. They have not done anything. Wametumia tu taxpayers money. The number 2 ni nominated. Number 3 ni senators. Hawa tu nominated, kazi yao nini?
Shida ya referendum ambayo imekuweko, Eric, ni getting the numbers.
We will get the numbers. Do you know right now, the power is with the people. Wacha niwaambie ukweli. Power ilitoka kwa serikali, iko na wananchi. The moment wananchi waliingia bungeni, wakaketi kwa ile kiti cha speaker, the people symbolically took back the power. It means people are awake. We have the numbers. We are going to begin a referendum to recall all the governors, so that we have 8 governors. If there's a young person mwenye ananisikiza sasa hizi, hakikisha uko na kitambulisho. na tutahakikisha tumechukua kura. Alafu tukutane uwanjani. We are going to activate, we are going to rally young people because 71% of Kenyans are
young people. Yeah.
How do we make change?
Idiots who don't want to participate in the affairs of their nation, they think things will just work in and of themselves. Then they are tribalists. And these tribalists, they think that they are only safe with people who are from their tribe. And tribe can mean people from the same culture, same language, or same culture. Then they are citizens. These are individuals who are responsible and know that when you want to be served, you must give those who have the desire and the intellectual capacity to serve you. In many societies, it is only a small percentage of people that can be called citizens, not more than 5%. And if a society wants to grow in the right direction, civic education is what will help the idiot and the tribalist to become a citizen.
Na sisi kama nchi ya kidemokrasia hatuna shida na mtu yoyote ambaye ako na maoni ambaye ako nayo. Ile tumekataa na ambaye ni kinyume na katiba ya nchi ya Kenya ni mtu yoyote wa kiwango chochote kujaribu kugawa ama kuwawanyisha wananchi wa taifa la Kenya kwa misingi ya kimaeneo ama misingi ya kiukoo na ukabila. Hiyo hatutakubali. Na mimi nataka niseme hivi kama waziri wenu wa usalama wa taifa ya kwamba mwananchi wowote katika sehemu yoyote ya Kenya ako na haki ya kupata huduma za serikali na kupata rasilimali na maendeleo ya kutosha kama sehemu zile zingine.
What makes President Museveni accuse you, in your view?
You know, President Museveni...
And then, after you finish that, tell me what motivates you. Because you had a lot of energy for a very long time.
Thank you. You know, Museveni has been a president since the time I was not born. And there is a time and a season for everything. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes 3, a time to be elected a president or to be a president, and a time to be a civilian, and a time to pass the baton. Museveni has done his part for Ugandans, and I believe that Museveni should be a visionary leader, not a missionary leader. A leader with a vision to transform the lives of Ugandans, not a leader with a mission to destroy the lives of Ugandans. A leader who should fight for his people, not a leader who should fight his people. Therefore, we in East Africa, if we see our neighbor's house being on fire, our work is to help put out the fire, not to increase the fire. Museveni found it fit or saw it fit to ban me from going to Uganda. A letter was written to the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
You're banned from going to Uganda.
He banned me from going to Uganda.
But Uganda is East Africa, you know.
Yeah.
Uganda is your home.
Yeah.
And
So
much
now,
more so, you come from Nyanza,
yes,
where we have a large community of your community in Uganda. How can that be justified?
So he says that I am persona non grata and I should not step in the soil of Uganda. But he comes to Kenya using my constituency, through my constituency, which is Jomo Kenyatta International Airport.
Yes.
So me, I welcome him.
Yes.
And him, on the other hand, he doesn't want to see me stepping in Uganda.